Yo, what's up, my Panther Pride? How's it going? Well, big news today. Big news.
Huge.
We finally got our schedule. So, we're going
So
to talk about the opening kickoff. We're going to kick the episode off with a kickoff. What do you think about that?
let's do that. First of all, I got a question for you. How does it feel to have sat through all of that the Fox for no reason, and then you could have just waited until today?
Oh man, it was a letdown. But I watched some good football that day.
Yeah. I mean, the football's always good, but I thought that was pretty funny. But anyways, I mean, look at this pretty good kickoff. I mean, I feel like you alluded to earlier. You kind of knew we were going to Memphis for the first game.
Yeah. I was in my Discord group earlier, the PFN Discord group, and Boogie Roberts, he actually plays for the Memphis Showboats. He said, "Who do you think Memphis plays week 1?" I think it was Birmingham or Michigan, and I said Michigan. And if you play Michigan week 1, we're coming to you guys. And
Yep. Hey, there you go. Ford Field taken up.
Yeah, Ford Field is definitely taken up that weekend. They have a concert.
Yeah, it would have been nice to open the season, but I mean, honestly, week 2. We'll talk about that later. We'll stick to the kickoff weekend. So
let's talk about week 1.
So we got the Showboats week 1. I know you were telling me earlier they've kind of revamped a little bit after a rough season last season.
Yeah, they went 2-8 last season. They did not do that well.
No.
Yeah, I think they got some new people in the front office, like a general manager and stuff like that. And then I've also seen like a lot of defensive signings for them. So I think they're trying to pump up that defense, keep people from scoring on them so much.
Absolutely. I can't. We'll get to that later too. The stand here, actually, we'll just peek at it because I want to see actually what they had. So points. Yeah, I mean, when you're letting up by 40 points more than the closest to you, you gotta do something.
Fix that defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to do something different.
So I mean, we'll see. As we talked about, last episode, we still have to see what's going on with the quarterback situation. But I mean, as of last year, we should be able to. I'm feeling pretty confident about a week 1 away victory. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to start off week 1 with a victory.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be able to start our season on a good note.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. So do you have another week 1 opening kickoff weekend for the UFL that you were excited about, other than obviously the Panthers?
Well, let's talk about the one that's going to kick off the season, the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Houston Roughnecks.
Right.
Battlehawks, they lost A.J. McCarron, but they've picked up a really good quarterback from what I hear. I forgot what his name was. I've seen it float around in the PFN Discord and online.
The retool in the offense. Okay. And I mean, again, kind of very similar to the Showboats, the Roughnecks didn't have. What were they? They won one game, I believe.
One game. Yeah, not too good.
Rough going.
And then if the Renegades show up anything like they did to the year prior to last year, this San Antonio and Arlington's game, that's gonna be a good one.
That is, but I mean, I honestly think that San Antonio is going to come out swinging week 1. The game that was interesting me is kind of the same boat you were just thinking previous years, or what maybe expectations of last year. I think that the DC Defenders and the Stallions coming against the previous champions,
right?
And in the latest game. So I think that's the one I'm really looking forward to after the Michigan game.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a real good game. I'm definitely going to stay on and watch that. And of course, they both have great fan bases. The Stallions usually travel pretty well. Their fan base travels pretty well.
Oh yeah.
And DC, they got that crazy beer snake going on over there.
Hey, I saw something. There was a like a beer tube or something that was competing against it, but I don't think they're gonna reach the lengths that DC's got going on.
Oh yeah, no. They had all kinds of beer snake math going around on the social medias last year. It was funny.
trying to convert how far each cup is when they stack it up. Yeah,
Like every 6 cups, 1 foot.
yeah. It's like
It's
you guys
silly.
got too much time on your hand. You're doing cup calculations right now.
Yeah.
All right. So second off was we're gonna take a look at
follow it
the
up.
schedule at
Bye.
this point. I mean,
Look at everyone's schedule.
it looks a bit chaotic, but we're gonna focus right here. So I mean, week 2. I mean,
Stallions. If I had to say there was any rivalry in the UFL that's been established, it's Michigan and Birmingham.
I believe so because I mean they're we're on the same vein, but when we play, we're playing hard. Even though we weren't the championship game, I still think that I feel like they feel the same way as well. You know.
Sorry
Yeah,
about that. Sorry about that, kids.
That's why I keep the door shut. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish I had a door to shut. But yeah, Stallions. Then we got the Brahmas. I think they're gonna come back a little bit different than last year. Like they were kind of mid last year. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they started off a little slow and then they got hot a little bit towards the end of the season.
They took a while
to
form an identity, pretty much, and especially like they had the injury to the punter, the destroying, right?
Yeah, Donald Delahaye.
Yeah, there you go. And I mean, I don't want to say the punter was the team, but he has a lot of he brought a lot of juice to the locker room. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just a punter to them. You know,
right? He was a personality on the team.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he meant something.
Absolutely. Then we got home game.
And then we got Memphis at home.
Yep.
That'll be another dub. By then, I'm thinking I don't know. Hopefully, by the end of week 4, we're 3-1. That's what I'm thinking.
If we can get out of this first 3 weeks 2-1, I mean, granted, I would love 3-0, but if we can get out of the first 3 games 2-1, I think we're looking real good for the first quarter of the season.
Yep. And I mean, last year, I know we've already talked about the Showboats, but looking ahead to the Battlehawks, man, last year that was a real tight game, week 1. But both teams progressed like crazy from week 1 to week 10 last year. Like the Panthers team from week 1 was a completely different team than week 10.
We got to think personnel turnover too, man.
We're in the league where we're always going to have different players. I was talking to somebody else about this before. I don't think we're in the UFL with it being like a second chance league and always trying to keep younger players, going through here. I don't see us having like a franchise quarterback or a franchise player until we get a lot more teams.
It's hard because even if they do sign those contracts, these players aren't dumb. If they're performing, they're gonna want to step up, and that's what's interesting to me about the UFL, that it's not in association when you take, say, a G League, and when it's or the minor leagues for hockey or any of those, the developmental leagues. That's not specifically what it is. It's its own entity, but it's still acting as that for them. So it's hard when you start thinking about like contractual.
It's its own thing, but it's kind of similar.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not like, don't get me wrong. The UFL is trying to make be its own thing, but it's still acting and developing the talent, because any players you put on the field and you put a camera on them, you're getting film out there. And these people, if you are talented, leagues will find you. It does not matter where you are,
Yeah, that's another reason why this league is so competitive, because everybody's trying to get as much film as they can to get to that next level, to make that money.
Exactly. You're not like a bubble roster player in the NFL. You are a bubble NFL player trying to get film, just to get one scout to say, hey, check this guy out.
Yeah. You want to get that chance. You want somebody to say, hey, give this guy a chance. I think he's my guy.
The league of second chances, man.
Right.
It really is.
It really is. So
All right, so we got the Battlehawks, and we go to DC. I believe this is I don't know. We'll look at the home games versus the away games, but
yeah,
DC, that's going to be interesting. I would rather that be a home game. I believe.
yeah, that's going to be a difficult one on the road. Like we were
Mhm.
saying earlier, DC fans, they get rowdy. But I hope, man, with Jake Bates' story, that we could just pack out Ford Field this year.
I think that
I'd love a completely different turnout than what we had last year.
I think like television views, I think ticket sales, I think merchandise sales, everything's going to blow up. I mean, everybody wants merchandise, man. It just everybody's
Everybody
got
wants
it.
Panthers gear.
Exactly, yeah. Everybody's ready for it, and especially now. I mean, us specifically, we're in the Lions market, so
Right.
we're football crazy right now, man. The whole city.
Yeah, it's a football town.
Yeah.
The state.
Oh yeah, Michigan.
Everybody's behind the Lions.
Michigan closed off the season well. The Lions hopefully are closing the season off well, and then right on the tail end of all of that, you got the Michigan Panthers right for the picking with that. Yep. Jake Bates, everybody's been watching and talked. You know, how many times have you heard his story? So,
oh yeah,
I think
it's kind of played out by now. Everybody knows who he is and they know his story.
They've seen him freaking moaning on the sideline.
He was posing for everybody.
Oh man, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. There's all kinds of edits of that online.
Even just at the broadcast, they were amazed by it. But all right, so then we got
the Renegades.
The Renegades. So are they Dallas? Are they Arlington? Are they just Arlington now?
It's the Arlington Renegades.
Arlington now. See, it looks like a D, but it's an R. I'll take it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are complaining about that logo. They want them to switch back to the Bandit.
They should, because that looks. There's no A in that.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
All right, just because of logos, that's a W right there.
That's a W.
All right, so I mean, as you said, we kind of are clueless on Arlington. I keep wanting to say Dallas. We're clueless on Arlington at this point, but I mean, by week 7, we're gonna.
They're supposed to sign Luis Perez back, and he's supposedly the king of spring, from what they say.
He's the king of spring, man. That guy, he's a cockroach too. He just doesn't go away. He just stays.
Yeah, but I think this might be his last year in spring ball. They were saying that last year. There was rumors going around about it.
One last run.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, then we close it out.
Now we got Houston.
Yeah. Now we close it out with Houston, which, I mean, that
they were 1-9. I haven't really been paying attention to what they've been doing in the off season.
They're quiet. I know that much. And then again,
about them. Stallions.
We got the Stallions and then Roughneck. I mean, I know Roughnecks just signed Sternberger again, so I know he's definitely a big threat, and he was to us as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm more worried about the middle of this sandwich than the two.
Yeah, week 2 and week 9.
Yeah,
those are some rough games. But overall, I kind of see us having close to the same record as last year. I see us being like 8-2, 7-3. We've kept a lot of the same players. We've had a lot of good new additions that's signed in the offseason. Really exciting to be a Michigan sports fan right now.
Yeah, all around. But I mean, especially in anticipation with the league starting off, or at least the schedule release being released. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I wanted to point this section out because when we had first seen it, you wanted to draw attention here. Do you want to say anything about this section for Arlington here?
Yeah, Arlington from week 3 to week 7, it's just rough. And I believe like 4 of those games are on the road too. We play them in Choctaw, but
I'm fine with that.
But yeah, they got Birmingham, Battlehawks, DC, Battlehawks, us, and then DC again, actually to week 8. Yeah, they just
even longer than you thought, honestly.
Yeah.
Depending on when the home game, because if that's an away game with the home game sandwiched.
Yeah.
Home away. But yeah. Anyways, that's regardless of where they're playing, that's still a rough stretch.
yeah, that's over half your schedule, man, and it's back to back to back to back, just
Yeah.
tough games. They have a strong schedule, like a strong stretch there in their schedule.
They got the Brahmas to start and finish the season.
Ooh. Yeah, the Renegades might not do too hot this
I
year.
don't know who they pissed off, man, but they need to call it.
Bob
All right.
Stoops, who'd you piss off?
Yeah. So now, specifically, here's our schedule. So
Yeah, there's our schedule.
the red being
The red being away, gold being at home.
Absolutely. And this is courtesy of the Panthers on Twitter. Thank you.
Yep. UFL Panthers.
Social media team.
This chair.
I'm still. This is the game, man. I'm all transparency. My birthday is April 7th, so this is April 4th. We got Birmingham coming to town. First opening homecoming for the Panthers. I got that one.
It's gonna be pretty exciting. We're gonna have fun at that game.
Absolutely, yeah.
And better news, you just became a season ticket member today. That's awesome.
I did. I brought these up. Yep. So I mean, honestly, you get 5 games at Ford Field.
Yeah, you literally got 10 tickets for what, $210?
Yeah, total. Look at 210. Yeah. But I mean, section 131, row 3, man. So if anybody is watching this and they plan on coming to the game, this is our section here. This is my Panther Pride section 131. 131.
It's my Panther Pride.
Yes, sir.
Come see us.
All right.
And then, we talked about San Antonio. I think they're going to be another tough matchup. Mm-hmm. And as long as everybody stays healthy, like we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe by week 3, we might be plagued with injuries.
Right. Especially, especially at the QB room, in the QB room. But I mean, look at the running backs as well. But let's hope they're all healthy, especially with the wide variety we have at the moment.
Right. But yeah, it's going to be a good season. I'm super excited about season 2 of the UFL.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially I personally, I don't know how you feel, and we haven't talked about this yet, but I love how they split it up between XFL and USFL in the UFL. That's awesome to me. It's not just like north, south, it's not like
right. It brings a tad bit of history into the league.
Exactly. Yeah.
It being so young and fresh.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes it
bringing some of these teams from like their roots.
Exactly. Because like, if you look at, honestly, the Michigan Panthers, look at our logo, look at our we're an older team. And then you look at a team like Arlington and they have like a new, real dramatic fonts. And we still are rocking the old 80s stuff because we want to represent that team. So it's really cool looking at like XFL and USFL, like the stark difference.
The difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because the XFL was like something so new and the USFL started back almost 40 years ago now.
And everybody's pushing for it. But now I feel like with the 2 fans united and the money combined, hopefully they got some staying power, especially after last year.
Yeah, I'm really confident about the league. And then like so far this offseason, they've put out so much stuff about like just showing that they're planning on expanding 2 teams by the end of 2026, 4 teams by the end of 2027. They're doing showcases over in Switzerland and stuff to look for other players. Like they're doing big things. The league's spending money, so it means they're making money.
They are. And out of those expansion, I'm excited for Seattle, man. Bring back.
Yeah, I think
love the Panthers, but God, man, bring back the Dragons.
There's a lot of people that want to see Dragons back.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if they go out west, they need to have 2 teams out there.
They got to have somebody out there. Just for travel's sake,
right. And in your opinion, do they bring back a team that was already somewhat established in a city, like Vegas or anything like that, or do they go somewhere new like Oklahoma City or Oakland or something like that?
My wishes. I mean, Oakland deserves one. That'd be great. But I think that they should, honestly, yeah, Oakland would be a great market. Really. But what they're going to do, Vegas, just for flights, for, all the people, for travel, for tourism, Vegas just makes sense, man. Why do you think that they're moving everybody out there and building these, mega stadiums and mega arenas just for the same reason?
I don't know too much of the history about it, but I believe there was like a bad falling out, like business wise, with Vegas. I don't know if it was the venue or like ownership or something like that, but
could have been some pushback from maybe some.
But I didn't think it ended well in Vegas, from what I hear. I'm probably wrong. I don't know, but I think that's what I heard.
I mean, new markets would be cool, but I mean, standing markets. But I mean, Oakland, or look at.
I think Oakland could be another situation like St. Louis.
Exactly. Look at the fan base; they're starved, man. They need it, they want it, and they want to prove.
They had the Raiders there for how many years?
They want to prove it was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
what
and they're going to be packing out. They're going to be packing out their stadium with like 40K, like St. Louis was doing last year. Just putting everybody else to shame.
What would their UFL team name be?
Oh, I have no idea.
Be like the Black Holes or something. All right.
The Oakland Invaders.
Oh, hey.
You heard it here first, people.
Be like their symbol would be like a dude with a hood on. All right. And then here is our home schedule, which
we've kind of
brought to you by Mike T of the AFN Alternate Football Network.
Yeah, Mike T's got some good stuff over there.
Yeah, and he's out a little bit in here. I agree. We both agree, I think, right here.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I think if anybody's made a rivalry from last year and the USFL conference anyways, I would say it was Birmingham and Michigan.
Absolutely.
Michigan's definitely we have some unfinished business.
Yes. And I think that we definitely get the chance, right? And then
San Antonio, that was our second loss last year.
Yeah.
That was the only other team we lost to.
We got to knock them out quick. We get a quick reset first 3 weeks of the season.
Boom. Yeah. So
then Memphis comes to town after.
Yeah, that's where like our second and third string QBs get their reps.
Well, I mean, we'll leave it at that.
I'm just talking a little bit of smack for those Showboats fans out there.
They have those?
I think there's a few.
And then, all right, the Defenders, which I think is interesting, is this is the first one on ESPN.
Oh, yeah. So, and it's on ESPN too.
Exactly.
I don't know what the difference is, but.
Well, it's second network, essentially. But
right.
And then our last home game against the Roughnecks, at least we get to close out home with a bang. Yeah.
With a bang. That's week 10. We get to end the regular season at home.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, unlike last year, if we clinch the playoffs and we get the first seed, we can actually host a home game. Because last year we got screwed.
Ford Field shows out for home games, playoff games. I mean,
oh yeah.
Hey.
So I'm super excited.
I'm
really excited for the season. Yeah. I hope we get a playoff game at home.
I mean, look at this home gambit we have to run. I'm excited because we get to see all these. So we get some good rivalry games. We get some more than likely assured wins.
And it's teams I didn't get to see play last year. Because I got my ticket. I got single game tickets to one game for me and my family. And then towards the end of the year, I think it was the last 2 games, I was like, screw it. I'm going to buy season tickets. That way I'm first to renew my tickets next year.
Right. Yeah, hell
and I
yeah.
can move my section.
That was
That was
smart.
that was my thinking on it.
See, I'm a little
So I
late.
only paid $40 to become a season ticket member last year, and then I was one of the first people that got to renew my season tickets this year.
Now, did you do the same number of tickets this year as last year?
No, because last year I only bought one season ticket to become a season ticket member. Yeah, I'm a little bit smarter than people think, man.
All right, and then, I mean, this is just the regular schedule, and then we got last year's.
Last year's standings.
So what are you thinking? Obviously, we're hoping to flip. If we're a 2-game flip with Birmingham, man, and we're
I do not, at the end of the season, I do not want to be 0-4 against Birmingham.
No.
We need to at least be 2-2. If anything, we need to get at least one of those games beat. Like,
if not
both.
I mean, split is a necessary, I feel.
Yeah.
Especially with the competition in the USFL. I mean, hopefully everything should even out. I mean, year 2, everybody's progressed.
And they're, like I said, everybody's picked up some different faces and changed some stuff. And there's a lot of teams have changed some stuff in the front office.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that affects the season, because, it takes a lot more than just 11 players on the field to make a football team.
Absolutely.
You get it. You've been there.
Oh, yeah. Which is wild, because some people really don't. They don't get it. But there's
whole team. There's whole teams.
Yeah,
what
there is.
On the field is just the tip of the iceberg, to say.
Absolutely.
It takes a small village to run a team.
Yeah, or a stern person in our case, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we covered it pretty well here. Oh,
the last thing that we wanted to cover is the UFL championship. Me and you were kind of talking off camera, but I know I've said it on air. I'm doing what I can to go to the UFL championship, and I'm extending that invitation to you and yours. And it seems like everything's
I've already got clear from the missus, man. She's like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Going on a little vacation. We'll be there. What is it? It's June. I mean, I don't know the date, but what is it? It's
right.
June.
I was thinking like we'll do the whole weekend. It's June 14th.
June 14th.
So that's a Saturday. I was thinking if we got the Airbnb for Friday, Saturday, leave Sunday,
we'll
be good.
Well, I mean,
and they say word on the street is it might be in Birmingham this year. And I think it said that the game was at 8 p.m. Do you have that UFL schedule on the UFL app or that second tab? Go all the way to the bottom. Right there, UFL championship. It should say TV 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So if it is in Birmingham on June 14th, at least it's at night. At least the sun will be down. It won't be so bad sitting in the stands.
Which is, it's funny as opposed to the NFL. That's they got to think about weather when they're thinking about people traveling to the championship. Or it's June, baby. It doesn't matter where we go.
Right in the middle of summer.
Exactly. Yeah, we're trying to cool off.
The only complaint I have about when the championship's been going on for the last 2 years is it's on Father's Day weekend. So that kind of like
people can understand you're taking Father's Day for football. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's why I didn't push to go to the championship last year. Is I was like, I don't want to be away from my kids on Father's Day.
Yeah, it's a done deal now, man. I mean, we got our tickets ready, wrapped up.
Oh yeah, we're doing it.
Yes, sir.
So, and that PFN server I had you listen to the podcast ATU.
Oh yeah.
Them guys, they do what's called summer stock and spring stock. So at the beginning of the season, the first game. So what was the first game? Houston?
Memphis. Our first game's Memphis.
not our first game, but the first game of the season.
Right
The
here,
Battlehawks
Roughnecks.
Yep. So they'll be at that game, I believe. And then that's their spring stock, and they do a live show, like tailgate show at spring stock.
I know.
And then at the championship game, they do summer stock, and they do like a tailgate live show right at the field for summer stock.
You're piquing my interest, sir.
So I think I've talked to these guys in the server, so I think it'd be cool to go meet them, and that's on my list of things to do whenever we get there.
Hey, when we get there, that it's all going to be meeting people and having a good time, man. I mean, wherever I'm hoping. I mean, Alabama would be nice, or Birmingham.
Yeah, Birmingham, nice. Alabama.
Yeah, it'd be great, but wherever it is,
yes,
maybe.
Sir.
Hey, I mean, I feel like we got 5. I feel like a lot of people would rather come to Ford Field.
Yeah.
It's indoor.
If the availability is there, man, I would not be disappointed if it was at Ford Field.
That's the problem.
I would be there for sure.
Detroit's so busy now. That's everybody's coming here for tour, coming here for games. I mean,
there was also something, I don't know how true it is, but we were talking about maybe Seattle coming back. And if they did that, they might use the Seattle venue as like the release statement saying, hey, the championship game's going to be in Seattle. And by the way, in 2026, we're bringing back the Seattle Sea Dragons.
That would be a good
coaching staff or whatever.
I went there. It was CenturyLink Field at the time. Or no, not CenturyLink. Oh, I can't even remember what it was called. Anyways, the football. I saw when the Lions went there and lost and didn't score a touchdown in the 2016 playoff. Or no, 2018 playoffs. Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, whatever year it was miserable, man. I was out there for the military. It was. Imagine leaving and your team doesn't score a single touchdown.
Yeah, that's
a wild card game.
Yeah, you just got to walk out of the field.
Yeah, just head hung. Took the ferry all the way back. I was staring out into just the fog, just contemplating life.
Right. But I think we're gonna wrap it up here, and I'll get at you tomorrow, bud.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. See what kind of news comes out.
Right. I want to say thank you everybody for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget Panthers. Let's hunt.